What's going on? This is DJ Loot, taking another break from the studio activities. Decided to sit down with KIDÄRIEZ and Ratchet Boy. Gonna have a great little chat about your guys' emerging music careers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And this is not an endorsement by any means. I grabbed one of these Korean, what is this? This is a tangerine wheat beer.
I love these beers.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Yes, sir.
Maybe they should pay me.
Maybe they should. So a lot of our music comes from feeling. Like a lot of the time, my creative process, like, it's pretty rarely when I start off with something, like I'll put on a beat kind of thing and I start writing to it. A lot of the time, I'm sitting in my car, I'm driving kind of thing, throwing a beat, and I just end up freestyling something, and it always comes from a feeling in my chest. It always starts from in there, and then it kind of just translates, and then from there I'll start writing out my song.
Yeah, he pretty much took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, if I don't feel the song, if I don't feel the beat, I usually can't come up with anything to write to it. Like, I have to have that feeling that I'm going to make a song, otherwise it's just not going to come out right to me.
But a lot of artists, I mean, that's a given, I would say.
Yeah.
A lot of folks let the beat speak to them, if that's the proper way to look at it. Yeah, you have to let it permeate your soul, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I can't just write a fluff song just because I want to write a song. It's like I have to feel it because I enjoy the music making process.
Do either of you have, like, a lot of artists will have lyric books and all kinds of stuff that they'll use later, or you tend to work off of just fresh in the moment?
So I definitely have a lot of, like, I've got little pieces of paper that I've used, whether it be a napkin, whether it be like something you steal from like a hotel or something like that. And I'll just start jotting down ideas. Like, it goes to my head all the time, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna write that down. Whether it's a simile, metaphor, oxymoron, whatever it is.
Yeah, I tend to just use my phone on a Google Doc because when I'm writing my music, I tend to make a lot of edits, and I don't want to be writing and putting tons of scribbles on the page. I've never liked writing as a kid, so I just always type in my phone.
Phone seems to be the way. Real quick to kind of put my input on this as far as my approach. When I write, I type. I used to actually type and then actually go to the printer and print. I started putting it on my phone, but yeah, I'll type it up and just email it to myself. So, but we're in that era where a lot of folks aren't writing on a piece of paper, just going to the phone. But I still have some more seasoned artists that they'll write and they have the lyric books. So I mean, as long as it works, that's what counts. As long as you guys are putting out some good music.
I feel like, every artist does hit writer's block every now and again. They struggle to come out with a new song or, put down lyrics at a point in time. So, back and forth, dealt with that over the past couple of years. I think for me personally, it was like kind of putting myself out there, starting to generate content and stuff like that for the, social media pages, go out, try to promote the music and whatnot. I think that was definitely a struggle of mine for sure, because I always dealt with anxiety growing up and stuff like that, so it's just something I need to get over.
I would agree. I would agree in a lot of ways. I would like he said, every artist that I've ever heard of has hit writer's block, and then I know that, I guess, as corny as it sounds, removing the confinements of my mind and allowing myself to explore whether it be a different sound, a different idea, a different way of making music. Being able to get over myself really is what it comes down to. That was one of my biggest challenges, biggest obstacles. But
I'll kind of join y'all on that in the sense that I get composer's block. There was a period where I didn't make a beat for like 3 months. It wasn't there.
Yeah, same.
And actually what got me out of that was starting to make my own EDM and electronic music in general, house,
so
whatever.
Switching genres.
Yeah, it was a new challenge and it brought my creativity back.
Yeah.
So we all deal with it as artists. If you can overcome it and come out with even stronger than you were before with your last song, then you're winning.
Definitely.
So growing up, I always loved music. Like I remember being a little kid talking to my uncle. I was like, yo, do you ever like listen to music and you like feel things like in your chest? I remember just being like, you know, like, and he was like, oh, that means you're feeling music. That means you're not just listening to it, like you're feeling that kind of thing. Like, you know, it's moving. And you know, I definitely like, I dabbled in music pretty much my entire childhood, you know, throughout my teenage years. I was 12 when I wrote my first song, and then throughout my teenage years, like once I discovered Eminem, I was like, oh my goodness, like what is this kind of thing? And he was a huge inspiration for me to start like writing my own music.
Same.
And then, but it wasn't until I was like 19 when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna really sink my teeth into this, and I'm gonna see what I can do with this. It was about 19.
And then yeah, for me it was pretty much about the same thing. You know, I always loved music since I was a little kid. And then you know, when I first heard rap, it was the same thing. It was Eminem was like one of the first actual rappers that I heard and listened to, and was starting to, you know, like, wow, this is awesome, you know. And then he started writing his own raps, and I thought that was cool. You know, he's my older brother. I looked up to him, so I was like, maybe I could try that too. So it was about anywhere from 10 to 12. Yeah, I wrote my first rap, and you know, we would pull up YouTube beats and, you know, try to freestyle sometimes and stuff like that. And then we basically got serious right around the same time. So, you know, he's about 2.5 years older than I am. So I was about 17, and, you know, he was 19 when we really got serious. And we're like, yeah, let's do something with this. I want to make music. So here we are now.
And it's been about 2.5 years, and the catalog is over 100 songs that are in progress at this point.
Yeah.
A few releases. So, the first time y'all came to studio, that was when everything kind of really started.
Yeah, was
You've
that
had your start
December
with
of 22?
22.
Yeah.
That's when you found a home to get things done.
Definitely.
Really done.
No, for sure. Because
So
it was a struggle at the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, having to, you know, we had brothers and our mom, and, you know, it was just acoustics of the room, you know, crummy mic, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
But you learn there.
Right.
And then, so I've been with you guys your whole start of your career.
pretty much,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because throughout 19, you know, in between years 2019 and 2022 is where we were like trying to find something. You know, like we were writing so many songs, trying to create so many, you know. He was a huge inspiration for my beats because like I was hearing what he was doing, and I was like, man, bro, like he just like had such an abstract sound when he would create his beats. And like I remember that really inspiring me. And then it wasn't until about 2022 when we were like, you know what, I think we finally got something. And we started going to the studio.
And it's been go, go, go.
Yeah.
Absolutely
for sure.
go,
Oh,
go,
yeah.
go.
Oh yeah.
Making a lot of progress. Oh, by the way, KIDÄRIEZ RTCHT BOY. I know we didn't, for folks that don't know them yet, so I want to make sure you know who's who.
So yeah, I started in 4th grade. I always it was time to basically in 4th grade you were allowed to do the band for the first time, and I always thought playing instruments was cool. So I started off on the trumpet, you know, learned to read music and whatnot, and did band all the way from 4th grade all the way through high school. Did a few different jazz band and honor bands in between, which is where you basically, the honor band was where you travel to a school, and then a bunch of chosen players from each school would go and basically play some music. And then jazz band, we got to travel quite a bit to, you know, places like, you know, Disneyland, Six Flags, you know, play for a crowd there and whatnot. And then high school, I did marching band all 4 years as well, so that was an experience.
Same, I did that. Yeah, it was 6th grade for me in saxophone.
Nice.
And then I did trumpet at one point too. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, no, he has a lot more musical background than I do. You know, he plays more instruments than I did. I was the same thing when I was in 4th grade. I got into band, and I started playing the clarinet. But I ended up just like cutting class a lot and just like walking out saying, you know, hey, can I go to the bathroom, and just not coming back kind of thing. And
Mom and Dad would get mad.
oh yeah, no, I was all getting in trouble, troublemaker. And I can read the basics of sheet music still, but I couldn't tell you much more than that about it. But that's most of my musical background aside from writing and singing and all that.
You both have been making beats though.
Yeah.
You do make beats,
yeah,
so
I think our uncle first got us into that because he would make like a lot of like cool like dubstep music and whatnot, and we always thought that was cool. But you know, me and him, we always dug hip hop, and he first got us. It was funny. He got us a cracked version of Ableton Live 8, and so we started making just weird wonky beats off that. We made some cool stuff. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't until I got Ableton 10 that I and started getting sample packs and different plugins and whatnot that really expanded on the creative process and allowed me to actually make some really good stuff that I was really satisfied with.
nice.
Yeah.
What did you get?
Yeah, so it was a lot of the same. I mean, I made so many whack beats on Ableton 8. I mean,
Oh, I know.
just a bunch of weird loops that you're just like, what is this? And then, I started making, it was understanding music, I guess, and like actual time signatures. So you start learning as you go, kind of thing, just poking around with such and such. And but like I said earlier, he really inspired me, and he's really set a great example of like kind of like a format to follow. And I will mention that my biggest like beat inspirations would be producers like Marshmello, Nick Mira. I mean, of course, OGs like Dr. Dre.
I mean, even DJ Mustard.
DJ Mustard.
Good stuff too.
Yeah.
DJ
yeah.
Lou?
Yeah, DJ Lou.
Yeah, actually, I should plug myself here.
Promote yourself, man.
Well as and you did have one song on was it Cali Fighter 10? I don't even remember.
It was either 10 or 11.
11. I think
Yeah.
it was 11.
Called Crying Out.
Yeah.
So you've blessed a beat of mine. I'm sure there will be more, but
For sure.
it's just
Yeah.
that's an area of all this because I write and sing hooks and all that, but it's where we can kind of come together and have an understanding of that process.
Right,
or maybe
for
I
sure.
don't fully grasp a lot of aspects of lyric writing or different things. I can't write a full song. I can write a mean hook, but so maybe over time I'll learn some better songwriting approaches from
Yeah,
you.
no,
So
I mean, it's a process.
yeah, we share some skill sets, and that's
Definitely.
valuable. I think it's something that will make your guys' music better than mine too.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what music is, right?
So
People coming
cheesy.
together.
Teamwork makes the dream work, man.
Yep.
That's a good question. I mean, I know what it means to me, and it's always like very hard to explain. I guess I'll take it as the opportunity to explain that I let all of my listeners and my fans come to their own conclusions of my music. That's, of course, it gets misconstrued. They start twisting up the meanings to mean something worse than what it is. But yeah, it's basically like, think of what the moon represents. It's mysterious. It's the deeper side of things. It might be a darker side of things, but not necessarily evil.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess just let it speak through the music. That's the simplest way to put it.
Now, as far as your subject matter, which ties into that, you a lot of your songs have there's some heartbreak stuff and overcoming like life issues. You're on that kind of deeper subject area that a lot of music tends to be like trying to let the listener maybe relate because they're going through similar stuff. That's a common theme, but
Emotional vulnerability.
Yeah.
but in your music, I've definitely heard it. A lot of maybe I don't know what specifically you may have gone through or experienced, but I can tell it's you venting that out through the music.
I mean, I think the way that I try to write my music is, I feel like, people don't need to know exactly what it is that I go through or went through. I feel like people, just give people something that they can relate and resonate with. I feel like that's, a better way to get people to want to listen to your music. Like, of course, you'll reveal certain aspects of yourself as, time goes on, but I do like to keep keep things a little bit mysterious and just, based off feeling for sure. And that's really what music is it's a feeling. So I think I can name a few for sure. I liked, hasn't been released yet, but two of my all-time favorites would be my song Embrace Me and my song No Way. I feel like just the way I wrote those songs, I wrote them pretty quickly too. I really felt it. I just, the beats played and I knew I had to do something good. I feel like it was just some of my songwriting and lyric wise, it was just probably some of my best work for sure.
And then my top three personally would be Triumph. Triumph was a very personal song to me, especially because at the time it was such a transformational phase in the way that I wrote and created my music.
Okay.
And it was one of those songs that it had a feeling throughout. Like the entire song from start to finish is just a smash. And another one would be Shadows of Evil. That one's not out yet. That one, KIDÄRIEZ still has to get his verse too. Yeah. And then third one, I don't even know because I love so much of my music.
Yeah, I guess a third for me would probably be our song Oh My God, which we do plan to release pretty soon actually.
Yeah.
I feel like both verses, they're like nearly polar opposites, which is kind of how a lot of our music goes. It tends to be like even if we're both super high energy in a song, he seems to have like the more higher energy, shooting for the stars kind of verse, and then I tend to have a verse that kind of mellows it out or evens it out, or I tend to finish out a lot of our tracks, and I feel like both verses on that one are just gonna hook the audience. That song's fire. I can't wait to release it and do it live as well. That'll be a fun performance.
The last one I will mention is In Too Deep. That song, Gabriel and I threw that together in 20-25 minutes each.
Dude, yeah, both verses. It was like we were there sitting in the studio. We're like, let's play this beat real quick. Let's write to it, and then maybe 30 minutes tops. Both verses were done and recorded within like an hour.
Yeah, I remember freestyling on the way down to the studio, and what I was doing to the beat was 100% different than what I did when I actually got on the mic.
I remember.
And then it all just kind of like it fell from the stars. Like it all just fell right into place, and it's just a beautiful track.
What are songs that are out? Name some titles for folks to look for.
So we have Sad Face, we have Midnight, we have Triumph, and we have Retrospect. Those are all across all streaming platforms, and then we have our own kind of alternative sound kind of stuff that we might have recorded here at our house, that are on our own SoundCloud and YouTube. So that would be things like my Stare freestyle, my song Relax, and a couple others as well, which you could always find, KIDÄRIEZ Ratchet Boy, KIDDAERIEZ, and Ratchet Boy RTCHT space boy. You could always look us up and find the music.
First big step would be stages, venues, pay-to-plays, things like that. Paid promo. I know there's a lot of things, especially for like Spotify, Boost Collective, etc. And then just steady grabbing fans. Steadily grabbing fans.
Generating content, that's definitely one thing, but I feel like getting yourself out there on stage and actually, touching people face to face, that's what's really going to get people to want to come and listen to your music. That's how you build a better persona. People don't just want to see artists on social media all the time. Where can I actually go and see this guy? Where can I actually, see him face to face? And that's how you get other artists and producers to also notice you as well and want to work with you. Like, wow, that guy can perform. Not only his music is good, but he can perform as well. And then, then people want to get you on more, radio shows, podcasts, and whatnot, which again, boosts your name even more. And then I think probably a huge one is having a good attitude when it comes to it, because everybody does say, to chase your dreams, do whatever you want to do, but this kind of thing, it does require a lot to uphold. It's a lot of pressure, so attitude is a huge aspect when it comes to trying to really hit that platform.
You can have the best music, but if you don't get out there and interact, you're
Exactly.
right, 100%.
Yeah.
You got to hit all the angles, but get out there, do shows, maybe eventually merch, so they can take home a KIDÄRIEZ RTCHT BOY shirt.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's
hashtag,
the plan.
what's the main hashtag? Lunar
Love.
Yeah, put that on a shirt. People will remember it. But hey, first step, get a few shows. Figure out your performance, your how you're going to present yourselves on stage. Get a few shows in, and boy, it's I've seen people like, first show, and then their 10th show, they're killing it. So it'll happen. It's a process.
Just settle right in.
Where can they find y'all?
So you can find us on, are you talking platforms or
we're
social
the
media,
easiest place for folks to certainly follow you as well as find the music.
Okay. You can find me on Instagram, RTCHT Boy. You can find him
at the KIDÄRIEZ, THEKIDAERIEZ. Yep. That's we don't have TikTok yet, but we plan to get on there. People keep telling us, dude, just start a TikTok. That's how you get your stuff to blow up. And I'm like, okay, we'll get into that, but it's just Instagram for now. And then all the music is currently the few songs that we do have released across all platforms. And then you mentioned earlier, we do have our alternative SoundCloud and YouTube that you can just look us up by name, and that's where you find us.
You can also find our group Instagram, KARB Official. KARB is short for KIDÄRIEZ and Ratchet Boy.
Yes, sir.
That is KARB Official. And our music is up. We have 4 songs up on all major platforms, being Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, and is it
really any of
them? Every one of them.
Everything.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
You can just go look our names up and you'll find us.
Well, it's been great having you on Break Time.
Yes,
and of course, we're going to continue with sessions and putting more stuff out. And I'll continue to point you all in the direction of things that are going to grow. I say the brand.
That's what
you guys
have.
It's
going to be
forge a brand and something recognizable. And I think from there, it just a lot of parts of this process start becoming automatic, and it's the early stages.
Yeah, it's
gonna happen.
We're just barely getting our feet wet.
There's my beer can.
Everything is just now beginning.
And it just rolled off into. Oh, by the way, decided to come up here in the El Dorado Hills area. Nice, amazing view behind us.
Oh yeah.
See where I like to go by the river or the lake. I wouldn't have had it any other way. First time I came here, like wow, nice view.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Wake up every morning, come outside.
Nice
All right.
and quiet.
Until next time.
Yes, sir.